Um, what's happening, everybody? Yeah, I wanted to. Obviously, we're gonna look into the Fahkumram trailer. That's something I'm like really excited to do because I really like this character. So I thought I would just kind of like share, sort of like why I like this character so much. Me saying like, oh yeah, I love Fahkumram might be coming off as me trolling, but I'm like 100% genuine. I fucking love Fahkumram. He's one of my favorite characters. I think that like he's one of the most accurate representations of Muay Thai that I've seen in a fighting game like ever. I figured I wanted to share like some stuff about my life outside of like streaming, like about my past life, I guess. I'm wearing my team hoodie, Chai Sai Muay Thai. This was a normal hoodie. This wasn't like a sleeveless. I literally like not to like glaze myself or anything, but I literally trained the fucking sleeves off. Like one day I just ripped them off. I was just like I got a sleeveless hoodie now. Here's something really special that kind of like illustrates like how important Muay Thai. I am totally glazing myself right now, but this is one of the proudest things I've ever done, like ever in my life. So I'm really proud to share this. But I have an actual like I am a Muay Thai champion. I don't know if you guys know this. Like, not to pull the Juyuna, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a legit Muay Thai champion. This is legit. This is not something like I bought on Walmart. This is a Yuseika Muay Thai championship belt. So a lot of people do a lot of smokers. I did like a couple, and then my first official fight, I won. I became a champion. So that's like for real. That's like for real. I have some other memorabilia I wanted to kind of share. This is the medal that I got for participating in my first smoker. So this is the exhibition type of thing that I was talking about. So they gave everybody medals, so that's kind of nice. This is like my first one. This one's kind of bittersweet, this next one. So this is actually my last win. Unfortunately, I fought 3 more times after I got this. I didn't think it was going to be like my last win at the time. I have these Prajiad. So you see a lot of like Muay Thai characters in fighting games. They wear the Prajiat. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but these are the armbands that you put on. So I don't have all of them, but I have like quite a few from fights that I've had. And the tradition of this is typically like in Thailand, like in I don't know, ancient Thailand or like in Thai history, when like mothers would send their sons out to war. They would tear off a piece of their sarongs and put them on their arm as good luck, so they know like to come home. You know, they stay safe and come home. So that sort of tradition passed on into Muay Thai. And what's cool about the Prajiats, like unlike the Mongkol, one thing about Tekken 8 Fahkumram is like he shouldn't be wearing the Mongkol. You don't actually wear the Mongkol in the fight. You take that off after you do the Waikuru, which is the dance, which Fahkumram does. But you still wear the Prajiat. And I tried to put these on earlier. And like, I used to fight at 125. I'm like 145 now. Part of it is like, I started to try to like get into weightlifting and like bulking up. But I'm also fatter, you know? So these things like barely fit anymore. This used to fit on my arm pretty like snug for like a fight. But this is like cutting off the circulation to my arm. So now that the glazing is out of the way, now that I've kind of like got that out of my system and kind of like shared some of my like personal history with Muay Thai, let's get into the trailer. It's kind of sad that they didn't give him a new stage, but I feel like stages are so probably expensive to make. And yeah, it's also like interesting they just like put in his old theme. Hold on. They didn't give him a new theme. Yeah, you see the Mongkol, and then you see the Prajiats. Except they're like very fancy. They're typically not that fancy because he's gonna have to fight in them, right? And technically too, because he's not wearing gloves, he's having the ropes. It's technically speaking, he's fighting Luthway right now. He's not fighting Muay Thai. And Luthway is like basically Muay Thai, but they just don't have a scoring system. It's literally like you win by knockout or you tie. It's a fucked up sport. It's cool as fuck though. Not in Muay Thai, they don't offer headbutts. Oh look, there's a teep. Nice flying knee. Look at this punish. So he has some sort of punish there. I love his voice. They changed the voice lines. It just sounds more like brutal. Look, he's a good guy, man. He's fight for his wife and his daughter. Oh yes, in Lithuania they do a lot of headbutts. It's fucking brutal. You used to be able, I used to have UFC Fight Pass. You used to be able to watch Lithuania matches on UFC Fight Pass. Power crush. Into the hell sweep. There's his teep, which is his 13 frame punish. It's also a teep. Classic wall ender. It's interesting that they're showing a lot of his moves off of punishes. I feel like, I wonder if they want you to like use him as like if he's more of a punishment character now. There's a counter hit switch kick, the 3+4. That's a classic Fahkumram move in Tekken 7. This is the first DLC character with AK I would actually buy and learn. Yeah, man, he's cool. I will be, you know, us Fahkumram soldiers. We're few, but we we like this character. What's that do like this character? I will help you learn this character. Or if you don't like him, I will show you how to beat him. July 7th, we'll definitely have a stream then. This is the White Crew, so this is what I'm talking about. You have like in a traditional Muay Thai like fight, you will typically have to do that dance. What I'm gonna do, this is kind of like what I did with the Clive trailer. I kind of just like jotted down shit. I didn't do it on stream, but I kind of just jotted down shit as I saw it. All right, have a good one, Delta. Thanks for stopping by. So, Fox, they really want you to. I feel like they want to like gear him toward like punishment potentially. Show the trailer. Let's put that down. Trailer showing off a lot of punishment. So they're showing like his standing 3, right? That's his teeth. So I actually have Tekken 7 booted up right now, but this is his teep. This is his 13. This is a really good I-13 mid. There's so much that's great about it. The standing teep, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be, it's going to stay at minus I-13, because we saw him punish Brian's, what is that 3+4? We saw him punish that with teep, which is standing 3 at I-13, which the Brian 3+4 is -13. This is a really good move for a number of reasons. First of all, it's safe as fuck. I mean, I shouldn't say safe as fuck. It's just barely safe. But at this range, it kind of doesn't matter. And the main reason it doesn't matter is because of a lot of his follow-ups. So what we saw in the trailer. There's a lot of stuff that you can kind of do with this move. First of all, you can do the mid-mid. That's super fast. 3-4. This is -12. I think on counter hit this combos. Yeah, so on counter hit, if you're feeling confident that's going to counter hit, you can do +1. But that's not really that important, because what you really want to be doing with this move is 3-4-3. There you go. So this is a mid-mid. It's slightly delayed. So that puts it, but it makes it safe. It's -7. So you have a mid-mid that's like, you have a mid-mid that is safe on block at -7, or you have a mid-mid that is unsafe but is quicker. This is a lot of what this character does. He has a lot of strings that that mixes you up both by like high-low or like high-mid mix-ups or via timing, right? So if you're playing somebody and they're like kind of mashing a lot, you could just go for a 3-4, and you know, on block this is going to be -12, so that's not great. But you know, if you're confident that they're just going to try to abare out of this stuff, then you can just close them out. However, if you kind of got them to calm down, they're not pressing as much. Usually, like probably like more experienced players are not going to press every time they see the teep. You can do 3-4-3. What's really cool about this move though, and we're gonna see this a little bit more on the trailer, is 3-4 charge 3. So this is a launcher, right? Bup, 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 boom. This combo is not optimized, but we still get 74 damage off like totally unoptimized combo, right? As far as what happens if it's on block, right? Charge up the block, plus 14. Yeah. So this it actually doesn't even just wall crumple. It like if you hit the wall there, it oh my god, I'm so bad. You get the full like wall combo. Anyway, so what was I saying with all that? So that's really interesting. This there's a new extension on this move, right? So okay, look at this. Check this out. We get it. So you can see him. He's starting to wind up for the 3-4 here. Then he's winding up. You can see him charging up the 3-4-3, and then at the end of that, he dips down, and then he goes into an overhead elbow. And this looks like that looks like it hits low. That's obviously a low, because it breaks the power crush. The king player seems to respond with the power crush. It might be because scenario that they're trying to illustrate in this situation, the king player knows that he's at minus frames. They're trying to steal their turn back with a power crush, to which the Fahkumram player responds with going with the low, right? I think that's what they're trying to tell us in this situation. It is kind of weird. I don't know. It hits at a weird angle. It like looks. It could the animation could be like a mid, but it looks like when King gets hit, he staggers on his like thigh as if he gets hit like with a Kazuya down back or like hatchet kick or something, right? How do you guys feel if I just put on some music? Like, so there's the low, and then there we go. Down back 4 is back, because I think actually I might be wrong. I think this is down 4. Let's go back to Tekken. So, oh yeah, so that is down 4. So this is a really good low. I-14, -5, so you lose your turn, and then on block it's launch punishable. That's not that great, right? On counter hit, you get this sick fucking did he lose that? Yeah, he used to have like a counter hit animation here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention with like the teep, there's a whole other series of like things you can do. You can do 3-1. This is actually a legit like Muay Thai technique that I used to do in fights and in sparring. The reason being was like you kind of just like with that 3, with what a teep does, it's called like they kind of call it like a foot jab in Muay Thai, just because like a jab, like if you use a jab traditionally, it's kind of like a space finder. You kind of like figure out your distance, and you also check your opponent. You check your opponent's like movement and stuff. So Fahkumram's teep, I love it in fighting games when teeps actually do what a teep is supposed to do. What's kind of annoying about King of Fighters 15 is Joe's close. I think his close light kick is the teep, which doesn't make sense because it would traditionally be his far light kick, because you would do it at a farther distance. You really want to do this up close, but just like a real teep, Fahkumram's going to do this out in the open, kind of just like find his distance. And in Tekken 7 at least, this thing hits at like 2.5 range, 2.5, and then you can kind of use this like jab behind it, and it's like a push jab, right? It's not like it's like a full fist. You can see he's kind of using his let me go a little further away so you can kind of see the animation without the hit spark. You can see he's pushing with with his palm there. That's really common too in these types of jabs off the teep. It's not really to deal damage, it's sort of like creating a wall that your opponent has a difficult time trying to get around. So going back to the trailer, it looks like Fahkumram received a ton of nerfs. I can't remember if I'm just like not hitting it right, but he used to get a counter hit throw off down 4, I believe, which looked like that animation, and looks like, yeah, this looks like the same animation we see on the trailer. So it looks like the down 4 counter hit throw is back. This is so sick. He had this in Tekken 7. So he ducks here. He does a oh, that's actually a 2. Sorry, I'm bad. 2, 4, right? And then there's a follow up in that knee. I'm not sure what that move is, but appear while standing 2, 4. Fok uses while standing 2, 4. Okay, let's see what we got next. There's that new move, the 3-2-2 by King. Oh, it's minus 13. 3-2-2. So he decides. So this time he decides to go for 4. So that okay. I understand what's happening with the previous move. So let's go back to Tekken 7. So he's doing while standing 2. This is actually his I-16, so that hasn't changed, right? But what's different about this move now is or not different, but what the value of doing while standing 2 instead of like while standing 3 is potentially, if you want to, like, this puts him in that standing 3 mix-up that we saw earlier, right? So let me demonstrate, right? 3-4. Now I'm gonna show while standing 2-4, right? This is, you can do that same like string sequence off of 4 as well. His standing 4, right? So 4-3-4. It's the same thing. 4-3, right? 4-3-4, right? I think what they're trying to show in that sequence, so new extension off teep string. Anyway, so Fok uses while string 2, and this is I think what's happening here is this is our new let's go back to this. So here's that while standing 2. He has a new homing move here. Off the I'm gonna call anything that refers to that 3, that mix up that starts with the standing 3. I'm gonna call it the teep mix up, right? New extension off teep string, homing, appears to be homing mid. So he gets that, and then he gets the guaranteed follow up off the blue spark. Guaranteed follow up off blue spark. So here we go. Here goes 3-2-2. So this is minus 13, right? You can get that teep extension off standing 4 as well. So he goes for that one, and then he goes for that same. He does that, but this time it's with his left leg. Word, I love wine, but I don't want to get your. Cause oh yeah, man, I don't give a fuck. So this is a different move, right? But I didn't think about that actually, because if I want to like take the VOD of this, maybe we gotta do like oh yeah, I could do royalty free lo-fi beats. So anyway, going back to this, so he goes for the standing 4. He gets this, he gets the same mix up, but he has a different mid here. This is safe, and then because King like is not punishing it, he's trying to mix up with the low, and then he goes for the low, the kick parry, which is one of the sickest things I've ever seen. So this is like legit, right? We call this a check and go, right? So let's transition away from gameplay and transition a little bit into like legit Muay Thai. He goes here. Here he does a full bodyguard, right? So like this is called, in Muay Thai, this is called a full bodyguard. And one of the reasons why I love this character is because this is very accurate. This is a legit defense. This would not work in MMA because you're putting all of your weight onto one leg. And in MMA, obviously, takedowns are allowed. Takedowns are not allowed in Muay Thai. You can clinch and you can like dump people, right? You can trip them and dump them onto the mat. But once they are on the mat, you have to get them back up. You can't tackle people onto the ground. That's against the rules, right? So because of the rule, it's one of those things. It's because of the rules of Muay Thai, this type of full bodyguard is actually really effective. You obviously can't guard your entire body all at once. That's just not possible. But this is a pretty good alternative. The reason being, if you expect the kick to come on Fahkumram's left side, right? He has his entire left side guarded. What's kind of funny is they demonstrate it with the alley kicks, and this is actually one of the few ways you can beat. It's funny because it's one of the few ways that you can beat a full bodyguard is to go under the guard. Anyway, This is a really good defense for Fahkumram to do because it blocks his entire left side. Now, he has his right arm out. So what that does is typically this is going to like, one, it can obscure the vision of the opponent. Additionally, instead of going like for the face, you can also, what I was like training, what I would do when I did a full bodyguard, I would go down to the chest. And the idea being is if someone's going in, they're going to come in with a kick. Maybe they set it up with like a 110, do a jab into the right kick, and then they land, and then they're going to use the momentum for that to maybe like ping pong energy into like maybe like a 10, land, going in for a cross, right? Now, if I put my hand out and I go to their chest, they're not going to be able to use that energy to go forward because I'm going to knock their energy back with my hand out. So this protects that whole area, right? You want to make sure that you know the kick is coming from this side, because obviously if it comes from the other side, then, you know, that's not so great for you. Fahkumram uses a check and go here, is what we used to call it, right? So he checks the kick, right? It's hard to tell from this animation. And then you use that momentum, and this is on his left side, right? You use the momentum of blocking the kick to go back to plant the leg and use that to spring another kick. The reason why you would want to do that is if you kick like for your left side can generate a lot of power. I shouldn't say left, but I should say your front side. Basically your lead leg. If your leg like is in front, right? If you are trying to kick with your lead leg, the leg that is like in front of the other leg that is closest to the opponent, it's going to be hard to generate power because your leg has less distance to go. It has less area to generate force to generate a pivot if you're doing a traditional round kick, which is the most common type of like kick of this nature, right? So typically what you do is do a switch kick. If you block with a full bodyguard, you are already half chambered to go into the switch kick because you blocked it. Now you just plant your foot down. You already have your foot off the air, so switching it back behind your other foot is a lot easier. If you start with your foot in the lead position, you have to manually switch. It's not impossible, and I'm going to show you how that is possible. This is me fighting. I'm in the blue here. I'm gonna kill the. So I don't know. Let's put this out on. Let's put this out on. This my opponent now is a good friend of mine. So it's unfortunate that this clip is of him, but this is a good example, right? So here you go. Going for a combination. Break on the action. Now right here, my left leg is in front, right? I'm not going to be able to generate a lot of power, but I set up. Let me go in slow motion again. I want to show off this. I'm kind of proud of this combination. I do some damage here. I can see that I'm attacking the gas tank. Pivoting to the left. Here's this combination. This is a favorite combination of 2, 3. Down to the body. Back up to the head. Level change. Disengage. I'm thinking about going for the kick. I don't go for it, right? Now, this is why a switch kick is really good. If I were to kick from this position here, this is not going to generate. If I kicked with my foot in front, it's not going to generate a lot of power, right? So here's what I do. I use my right. I didn't do a check and go like Fahkumram does. You oftentimes have to disguise these checks because if you just like switch your feet, it can be very obvious. So what I do is I do kind of like a right slap. This is not meant to generate very many power. You can see like my hand here is not like in a position of a punch. It's kind of like more of a slap. What I'm trying to do is just put pressure on my opponent's head to give him like something to think about. I don't even care if it gets blocked because oops, I did not mean to full screen that. Now that like see it completely whiffs, right? My opponent thinks that they got the better of me, but he doesn't realize that my leg is chambered here. It's already in the back, right? All right. So I've chambered my kick in the back, right? Right there. Direct hit into the gas tank. My opponent goes down. That's why switch kicks are fucking awesome. Now, the way that Fahkumram does it is a different way. This is also a legitimate, like a totally legitimate way. I fought one of my opponents, Jacob Ortman, who's now a champion, who he beat me. he was really good at doing what Fahkumram does here, where one way you can set up a switch kick is by blocking another kick, and then that gives you the opening right there. So block, do the same thing. Now King's got the 8 count. Right. Then we see one of my favorite moves of Fahkumram, the flying knee. This is while running 3. I'm glad to see that this is back. I'm not sure the exact frames on this. This kind of like went heart player when I played Fahkumram in Tekken 7. It just felt really fast. To me it felt like Dragunov's while running 2, right? I don't know if it's that fast, but that's how it felt like for me. And of course, in Tekken 8, it's really easy to do while running moves. So this move is going to be a menace. I think that this move is going to be fucked up. So now in Tekken 7, this was +6. So now he's at +6. He goes for, oh man. This is the move that everyone fucking hates. Everyone who played Tekken 7 against Fahkumram fucking hates this move. This move is so good. Now, it seems like this breaks armor in this game. So like, let's say, so Fahkumram goes for while running 3. Then he goes for back forward 4. King goes for the muscle buster here. This is normally a plus like 14 on block launcher, right? It's an insane move. It's a high, so it can be ducked. It has counterplay, but yeah, no, this move is fucked up. And as far as like, if we want to talk about like the correlation between like Fahkumram's Muay Thai and like real life Muay Thai, this one is quite simple. Getting head kicked fucking sucks. It is like the worst experience ever. Somehow I got head kicked and I didn't get knocked down. I've been knocked down before. I've never been knocked out, but I've been knocked down before. But it wasn't on a head kick. I think that like I may have been like slightly knocked out on my feet when I got head kicked. The one time I got like a clean head kick, I very distinctively remember like forgetting where I was. I was like, I got head kicked, and then I was like, what the fuck? What just happened? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm at a fight. I was like very like weird. But anyway, so this is a signature Fahkumram move. Back forward 4. Back forward 4 is back. Appears to break armor. He still gets his classic combo off of this. Is 4-3-2 4-3-2-4, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, he does it 4-3-2 and then does 4-4, so he cancels it into like the question mark kick, similar to Sainchai's question mark kick. I should probably test if it does in Tekken 7. So now it breaks armor. Interesting. Unclear if launches on natural hit, because we technically only see it launch on counter hit, right? So something that we'll probably need to test when this character is released. So this is new. He didn't have this before. New taunt, parry. So this is his old taunt, which is now like a parry, and it looks like it gives him stock. It's Tekken 8. Everyone has stocks, right? But I kind of feel like I think some of the moves that were pretty egregious with Fahkumram in Tekken 7 I feel like they're going to be locked behind this stock. We kind of saw like really egregious load locked behind, we're somehow like locked behind some sort of like barrier when transitioning into this game, right? So what moves are those? Those are like Leroy's Hell Sweep, Zafina's Squid Punch. Those are both moves that were really good in Tekken 7, but now they're locked behind a stance. Additionally, like Lydia's Hell Sweep now doesn't guarantee the knockdown. It puts her in horse stance, and it only knocks down on counter hit. So Fahkumram's Hell Sweep, you only really see it after he gets this like stock, right? This is like, he had this like lightning motif in his like design in Tekken 7, but it was purely aesthetic. He didn't really like get anything gameplay wise from it. So I feel like they're trying to like give that motif like actual gameplay ramifications, I guess you could say. So he gets the stock against Kazuya. So now he goes for this chunky low, which that looks like That looks like his old down forward or down back four without the spin. And it. Yeah, so I feel like this is this. I guess he just doesn't do this. I feel like he doesn't do the spin on hit anymore, because that didn't look like this, right? This didn't look like. I don't know. Maybe it did. It didn't look like it to me. I don't know. That could be down four. But that stagger is very like. That looks like a stagger kick. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it's down back three. Let's call it down back four. I'm gonna put my money on down back four. Goes to 4-4-3 plus 4. 4-4-3 plus 4. Counter hit leads to follow up. This does not appear to be a full launcher. Ender has lightning, so it could be guaranteed. So it could be a string when Fahk has stock. I'm sort of thinking, my thought is like these moves that have lightning are moves that he gains like when he has the stock, right? Because you see his whole body is just like splitting with lightning. And for those of you that don't know the lore, he got hit by lightning. This appears to be a new move. I'm not sure what it is. This heat engager. It looks like while running 3, but it's obviously not while running 3. Yeah, this is while running 3. It looks, the animation looks the same, but we don't see the heat engager like purple glow window. Cause does this string? I think it's like minus 17, right? Like, what do y'all think? I feel like this is different, right? I feel like his body is a bit more twisted on the heat engager. And I feel like his toes are more pointed on the heat engager as well. This heat engager, whatever it is, I don't think is while running 3, even though it looks like while running 3. Okay. So he goes forward. So, okay, again, this is what I was talking about earlier where I thought, like, they locked his, like, good moves behind the stock, right? Very clearly, if he has a stock, then like his heat mechanic is gonna be he gets infinite he gets infinite stock in his heat. And let's see. Yep. So you see, like, we don't have the sound on because, you know, I guess we could turn it on for this real quick. You hear that? The ding, right? And then he gets a big animation off of that. One thing though, you typically couldn't just raw hell sweep. Fahkumram would need to do it either from full crouch or off his down forward 1. So it's kind of interesting that he can just do that from the nooch now, which is a little scary, but it could be just because it's locked behind stock or heat. So again, we talked about this earlier, but he uses the full bodyguard here. I think this looks super cool. His heat burst is a full bodyguard. I love that animation. Heat smashes, they're kind of uninteresting on hit because like the reward on hit for most heat smashes are typically going to be the same, but they showed this off on Coliseum, so there's no opportunity for any sort of like stage interaction. That sort of tells me that like maybe on heat or on hit this doesn't give you any reward aside from damage, right? I feel like potentially this could be like a wall break, especially because he's sending the opponent like flying forward, but we simply don't know. You really can't tell anymore because like Fang's new heat smash, he got a fancy new mini cinematic on it, actually lost the wall splat ability and lost the wall break ability with the new animation, which sends the opponent flying forward. So you can't really tell. For his wife and daughter, this is very cool. He would walk the fires of hell. See, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. I think this like intro with Brian is so sick. I think this is so cool. The kickboxer versus Muay Thai. He goes, die. Throws the... He's just like... He fucking kicks a steel bar. Look at that shit, dude. How can you not like this character? Gets the elbow. Dude, this guy is fucking gigantic. He's so tall. 159. Power crush shown that grants stock. Right. Again, we see 4-2, and then we see the charge 3-4-3. Oh no! Interesting. 4-3-2 into mix up new low. Yeah, there is some sort of like sound. That could be like the stock sound. But who knows? As I mentioned earlier, so this is -13 by Brian. He finishes at 3+4. And then Fahkumram shows his I-13 punish in the teep. 3. And look at that. Okay, so I think this is in stock. Again, we heard the same sound effect. He has those little like wind things around his arm. So this is gonna be a super duper. This is gonna make people hate this character again. This is gonna be a really fucked up situation to try to defend. It's gonna be like Paul's like guard break, but like 100 times worse, because this is gonna like break the fucking like trigger stage hazard. So this is gonna be a nightmare to defend. And then we see 4-2, and then it's sidestep 4. Sidestep 4 also a tornado. Sidestep 4 was one of Fahkumram's launchers in Tekken 7. And then he does this classic wall ender, back 4, 3, 2. I love that move. This is like -19. So, okay. This is down forward 1. Pretty standard down forward 1, except it's super duper good. So he does down forward 1. It appears to be down forward 1-4, which is a heat engager now. Goes for the down forward 1 into the 3. So he goes to the heat engager, heat dash. It is a launching heat dash. Is this like standard 4? So I'm not sure what that move is. Potentially a new move. I don't remember seeing that before. It looks like his old back 3. Down forward 4 into the. Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, he had this whole sequence. Down 3 4 3 4. Down 3 4 3 4. So he goes down 4 3 4 into 3. Does the 4. I don't recognize that move, but it says some kind of tornado there. Wait, that looked like. Oh, you know what this looks like? This is his. This looks like down forward 4 here. Down forward 4. Down forward 4 3. Down forward 1. That looks new, cause he did have an orbital in Tekken 7. That is absolutely his down forward 1 into his orbital. I'm gonna put down forward 4 3 is T, and then we got counter hit 3+4 into his rage art. And I think that's most of what the trailer showed. I think this is basically the end. Anyway, yeah, that was the Fahkumram trailer. Thanks again. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, if you guys have heard of this, but oh, it's upside down. But I am a actual Muay Thai champion. Not sure if you guys have seen this.